Today, in the EV Sports versus Engin conflict, everything has changed, and yet nothing has changed. Engin recently came out with this community post. Yesterday, Robert and I talked, and I came to an agreement to work together again. Also, with the condition of not having anything against any athletes. So he's talking about Robert and Dexter not having any bad feelings about the arm wrestlers who announced that they are leaving East versus West. Then he's saying that Matt's comment where he said everyone should be working together got 250 likes. It's a big number for Facebook. So Engin is doing that because the fans want that. My question is, didn't he realize this before? That the athletes would actually want to arm wrestle somewhere? Anyways, back to the post. Athletes also want same thing, as they said they want to be part of East versus West that they loved and trusted when they decided to be part of it at the beginning. Robert said he will ask Dexter and be back to me. And then this video from Engin. There may be a hope. Here Engin said some basic things without revealing any technical or deeper details about the conversation or agreements that he may have had with Robert Baxter. So we don't know much. But he did say that yesterday, both of them came to an agreement that they need to be working together. It is probably best for the business, best for the fans. Engin told Robert that as long as the same things don't happen, which forced Engin to leave the company, as long as they don't happen and he's not interrupted in his responsibilities and in his job, he's willing to work together. And then he was also saying that athletes want to feel secure. They don't want to feel unsafe. And that's why Engin is here. To me, that's a little too much. Telling the owner of the company that without you, the arm wrestlers won't be feeling safe, they won't be feeling secure, and you need me for that. That's a next level boss move from Engin Terzi. And then he also said that if they want to change things, then it is not going to work out well. They won't be working together. But the question is, didn't Engin himself say that if he feels he cannot take East versus West beyond a certain level, if he feels that he cannot take it mainstream, then he will sell it to someone who can. And that someone turned out to be Robert Baxter. So now if Engin is telling Robert and the fans that they cannot make any changes to Engin's lanes, which are namely matchmaking, rules, referees, commentators, announcers, if they're making any kind of changes to these things, then Engin won't be working with him. I think the whole vision that Engin had for East versus West got mixed up somewhere between Engin wanting to sell it so that someone can take it mainstream and Engin wanting to sell it to save his health because he cannot take the stress anymore. And now it looks like he sold it just because he didn't want the stress and not that he wanted to take the sport mainstream. Because if he did, then someone explain to me, if you cannot change the matchmaking, if you're forced to still have 15 super matches, 5-6 hour events every time, and there is nothing Robert Baxter can do about that. He cannot even decide which arm wrestlers are going to compete on the card. He cannot decide the rules, which are totally fucked up at this moment. He cannot make any changes to them. No changes to referees, no changes to commentators or announcers. Without these 5 basic things, how are you going to take the sport mainstream? They are not some magicians who will just do the marketing part and the sales will be doubled and the fans will be doubled. Nothing is going to change unless these 4-5 basic things change. And Engin has clearly announced that he won't let them change any of these things. I would have loved to hear if Engin mentioned in his video the return of arm wrestlers who announced that they are leaving East versus West sports. I would have loved to hear that more than Engin's own return. Because let's be logically honest here. Nobody is really asking Engin to come back. In fact, the owners wanted the opposite of that because they were finding it really impossible to work with Engin. Imagine if Kalinishenko, Ivan Matyushenko, Hermes Gasparini, Vitaly Laletin, Kamil Jablonski and a bunch of other important high-level arm wrestlers, Artem Morozov for example, never announced that they are leaving East versus West. Then in that case, why would anyone even bother talking to Engin Terzi? Nobody would really want him back. Certainly not Robert Baxter, certainly not Dexter Tan. And of course, not Devon Larratt. They're asking him to come back just because he can tell the arm wrestlers to come back. Because they left the company for Engin. It's just that we want these arm wrestlers to be back so that we can get to see good matches. And that's why I said that everything has changed and yet nothing has changed. Because they haven't found any middle ground yet. Engin has clearly laid down his strict conditions and he's not willing to move one step backwards. He's all in attack mode. And by the way, with all of this stuff, Engin has really shown how powerful he really is. He has proved it to Robert Baxter and others, including Devon Larratt, that despite not owning anything in the league, he is still the boss around. He is still the person who can end the league anytime he wants. And I think he just wanted to prove a point. He wanted to prove this point and never actually destroy the league. And I think he has proven his point. In any other situation, can you even imagine an employee telling the owner his conditions to work? Otherwise, the whole company goes down. And the owners have to submit to the employee, as they are doing in this case. Engin didn't talk about his issues with Devon. I would have loved to hear that as well. Have they promised Engin that now Devon won't be doing whatever he did that offended Engin Terzi? I don't think they have promised him that, and I don't think Devon is going to stop. See, Devon is individually a very powerful system. His power is backed with a lot of fans, millions of arm wrestling fans. Engin himself is not really a powerful person, but his power lies in the connections that he has with WAF. His power lies in the connections that he has with the arm wrestlers, and his power lies in the respect that the arm wrestlers have for him. And he proved that to everyone. So I'm really sorry to say it, but whatever Engin and Robert have said so far about this situation, to me, it doesn't even feel like a temporary solution to a permanent problem. I'm not sure how long this truce is going to last. The problems will happen again. When? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching. Like the video and I'll see you again.